Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. And Survivor's back. Yay! Freaking love Survivor. So listen, I have a pretty much geeky, mainly Doctor Who channel. Okay, I like other things. I've really enjoyed. Was it Hell's Kitchen this year? I just finished watching season 20. I've actually started watching season 19 because I didn't know. I really freaking enjoyed. I don't like all reality TV. I was around when it started, right? So Survivor is a big one with me. I've seen every season. I saw the first one with Richard Hatch. I watched it with my wife and was like most of the nation utterly fascinated with it. It's for me. It's always been enjoyable TV, enjoyable and fascinating and engrossing TV. So yeah, so I thought, yeah, with this new season, I'll do like a rough recap and review. You got my jumbled memories. I just watched it last night. I got sucked in. I started watching it at like 11:30, and I didn't realize it was double episodes, so I didn't get to sleep till like 1. But I got sucked into it because it's Survivor, mate. Because it's Survivor, so I'm very excited it's back. If you watch Survivor, great. Come along. Join along the journey with me. If you don't, great. Join the journey with me. You can see me enjoy it, right? I'll talk you through it. I'll watch it so you don't have to. Before we get into it, can you hit the like button? Thank you very much. I like to be liked. Okay, I like to be liked. I hate to admit it, but it's true. I do like to be liked. Hit the share button. Equally awesome. Thank you very much. Thank you, and especially, do share this because it's a new type of video. So the more I can get out there, it's very, very helpful. Comment. Let me know what you think. The algorithms love you comments. They go, nim, 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 nim. Let me eat those lovely comments. Subscribe. Yeah, if you subscribe, make sure you're still subscribed. YouTube unsubscribes people. It's weird, but they do. If you subscribe, make sure you're still... They don't do it to channels which are more, agree with their worldview. Weird, though, isn't it? Like, share, subscribe, comment. Go check out my Indiegogo. Where is it? Over here. I'm closing this on Thursday, right? Thursday, probably before the next video drops. About Survivor. 2 awesome graphic novels. You got biblical Bible stories. Aces, Traces, Rattlers, Rogues. I wrote and drew this. 240 pages long, and this is 124 pages long. I wrote this artwork by Dominic Rancho, backup strip by Stefano Cardacelli. Frickin' also a love letter to Telefancy in the 1960s. Then you get all these extras. You get this poster, Noble Savages, bit of Doctor Who action. Who doesn't love a bit of Doctor Who? And you get these cards, the For the Male Gaze cards, based on my, I would say, tween-age titillations. These are the first things in my life that turn me on, and they've been turning me on ever since. So well done to all of you. Thank you very much. This is one of my favourites. Not how Keep the British End Up, a nice James Bond one. Anyway, yeah, go check it out. Ending on Thursday. Thank you very much. Fine. Let me pull up the Wikipedia about this, because I'm not going to remember the details, okay? I'm going to read it off to you and comment on it, and we're going to talk about the different characters, about what's going on. So the good thing about the early days of Survivor, right, the beginning of Survivor, you don't really know people. You get, well, this is me. I get a smattering of an idea of like about a third to half the contestants. And I get to know more people as they get whittled down and as it goes on. So this year it's different. One of the things I always love about Survivor is it's fluid. More the ways around, but it's fluid in that they always moving forward. They're always trying to find ways of reinventing their model, right? And to keep it fresh, keep it working. They always add new things in. They've done that this year. It's certainly a reaction to COVID, not being able to film. So the first thing they're doing is, instead of being 39 days, I think it's how many days? 26 days? 1 second, I'm looking. I'll show you what I'm looking at. We can look at it together. Here we go. Oh, no, that's, who is that? That's Heather, one of the people I don't know as yet. So here, there you go. That's what I was looking. Oh no, not that. Here we go. Well, I don't mind putting that back on, but there we go. There we go. 26 days instead of 39 days. So what this has to be. What's it? Let's read it. Unlike most Survivor seasons, it is a shortened season spanning only 26 out of the usual 39 days due to COVID pandemic, requiring all cast members and production need to quarantine for 14 days. And taking up some time, some of the short production time. Well, why not just make the production time longer? What I'm thinking is they want to, because they weren't able to film for a number of years. They do a bunch altogether. So what I'm thinking is they're just looking at a way of cramming in. They're probably filming like 10 seasons right now, so in case something else happens, right? And it's easier to do that when 26 days as opposed to 39. How does that affect the gameplay? Not really. I mean, it's made it more intense, faster, more enjoyable, which I really, I do kind of like. It's more brutal. It's tougher. Somebody mentioned in the first season they gave them canned food. I didn't even remember that, right? Didn't even occur to me. Jeff Probst is looking older. He looks like a few years has gone by. So it started off with this one thing that just annoyed the crap out of me. And then it became something that annoyed me even more. Where he comes on and says, "Come on in, guys." And he says, "Is guys allowed anymore? Can you say the word guys anymore?" And for that reason, and this cast member over here, let me Evie. Clearly a trans. Well, she's a lesbian leading into a transness and being super trans. Okay, I understand. I understand there are people in the world who aren't comfortable with the I hate to use the word, the normative gender models, right? I do understand there are quite a few people in the world that way. It's still insanely rare, and out of a group of 24 contestants. How many contestants are there? I'll count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Yeah, okay, out of 80 contestants, one being trans is ridiculous. You'll need like 180 contestants to find one person like this. But again, the insanity in Hollywood right now is if you don't think this is normal, you're a bad person, right? And when I say normal, it's okay not to be freaking normal. I'm a fat Jewish guy with Bible thumping. I'm not normal. I'm not even normal in my social circle. People think I'm a weirdo, okay? I'm not. It's fine. It's fine. But she was clearly brought in to show how right on they were. So when Jeff says, it's okay to use the word guys, I mean, that's it. I mean, firstly, that seems to be a non-gender specific term. If you say "come on in, guys," and it's men and women coming in, but she makes it kosher, right? When he says that, no, use guys. It's the traditional. It's use guys. We'll come back to that soon. Fine. So it's a short and heightened season. The 18th castaways were welcomed by Jeff Probst being informed that their challenge was in fact to start with meager supplies. Yeah, they don't get anything, right? They don't get any rice, and only one tribe gets a pot, a flint, and a machete. They got freaking nothing. Actually, they didn't spend much time on the building the shelter bit, which I kind of always enjoy. That's one of my favorite bits, because it's when they kind of like, the alpha males come out and they display their feathers, and you see people, and you do see the ego start to like bash against each other, which is kind of the fun of Survivor, right? One of the fun of Survivor. But yeah, so they had freaking nothing, right? Absolutely nothing. Yeah, fine. So tribes had to find 6 paddles, then jump into the ocean towards their boat. After unclipping the front and back of the boat, tribe members worked together to paddle around a buoy and to a flint. The first tribe first tribe to do it wins the flint, the pot, and the machete. Right. So who was it? It says right here. Luvu jumped to an early lead. Luvu is Luvu. See which ones I remember. This is which one's Luvu? Luvu, I don't remember anybody, right? Because they didn't really make that impression. We got Sydney, who's a law student, like 25-year-old law student. Deshaun, who's a med student. Again, don't really know anything. NASA, who again, nondescript. Nondescript is his thing. The only person who really stood out was Danny, who's an ex NFL player. Really nice guy, like really together, hardworking, centered guy. Okay, this guy made an impression because he seems like a decent bloke. Okay, then you got Erica. She's in her 30s. Again, nothing of interest happened. And Heather, like a 50-year-old mother, right? That's basically how how that broke down. So they're in this boat first. When they first get to the island, they're in the boat. Said, okay, first challenge. They got to jump off the boat. I think first they got to run around and find the paddles. They get the paddles, so the colored paddles for their boat. So what was it? Luvu did well. They found everything. They jumped in. They started paddling. Then was it the Green tribe? Was it the green one? Who was it? Ua Chantel, who I quite like. She's a preacher, I think, or something along those lines. Brad, who's got a really good work ethic. He's and a good work ethic and respect for his parents. He talked about how he worked with his father in the intro on his, I think, at the farm, and like the responsibility to it. I really got a lot of respect for this guy, Brad. JD, love him. One of my favorite people, ever to play the game. He's like 20 years old. He talks about never, ever, being alive without Survivor, and like how much he knows about it, which is something that comes up later. Richard, who's a flight attendant and just a piece of human garbage. Like just those people on Twitter who go, oh God, how disgusting. That's him, right? He's a piece of human garbage. And Jeannie, couldn't tell you a damn thing about her. I don't remember her at all. And Sarah, also a 20-year-old. An average vacuous 20-year-old. Okay, that's who she is. So Luva jumped to an early lead. Yaz didn't put up contest. So Yaz is. Let's go through them. Yaz was. Did I go through the Eric, who's a cybersecurity analyst, in his 30s, 40s. Xander, who is a moron beyond like a moron kid, who's actually not bad at the game. Moron kid, Captain Trans, Tiffany, who is a like the 50-year-old mother type demographic, and they got to tell us that she had a double mastectomy voluntarily. Didn't really want to know. Not really my business, actually. David, who's a neurosurgeon, and boy, is he up his own ass, right? David thinks he is the greatest thing ever. Look, I'm a doctor during a pandemic when we're heroes. Oh, but I'm a humble hero. That's the vibe you got off him. And then finally, Liana, another idiot child. So, yeah, we get a lot of the idiot children thing going on this year. Right, so Lovell's paddling like crazy. Lovell is what color? They're the blue. They're paddling crazy. They're not getting anywhere. They're being lapped by Ua, right? And who pulls away to get the victory. So what turns out is they didn't. The blue tribe didn't unclip their boat from the thing, so they're paddling like the clappers and going absolutely nowhere while they're being lapped. They still did better than Yace, who are absolutely useless. They couldn't find their paddles. They after the challenge was over, they still couldn't find. Right after they finally found. Oh, look, there they are. Because they're morons. Okay, it's not nice of me to be judgmental because I wouldn't survive. I wouldn't survive the boat ride. Okay. So then, yeah, I get to like JD even more once they get back to camp. Let me go over to JD so you see who he is. Again, really positive guy. I really like this kid. All right. And something else I like about him, you see pictures of him when he didn't look so cool, and he's like got these Urkel glasses on. He looks like a nerd, and he was bullied. He talks out again, and he's really like developed himself into like this good-looking chap over here, right? So something else that really impressed, but also he believes in God, which I always like. Okay, I'm just you're on my team, mate. So that case, so he's been practicing for the last year in lockdown how to start a fire with flint. I'm like, I say that every freaking year. What? You know you're coming to Survivor, right? You know it's going to happen. Why don't you practice? Although most people know it's going to happen. What's the name? Tiffany found out 24 hours before they started. Yeah, that we're going. But yeah, he starts fire. Really, just an impressive guy. Like I think he's genuinely an impressive kid. And yeah, I got a lot of respect for him. There we go. So JD started ooze fire and forged bonds with his tribe mates, but some of them saw his attempts as overbearing. Yeah, they're like, oh, he's all over me. Yeah, fine. Shan, however, approached JD for like, which one's Shan? Shan? Chantel. Yeah. So Chantel is the was it the preacher? Yeah, the preacher lady. I think. Do they have a little bio about her? I don't know. Yeah, so she's like the preacher lady. So yeah, they both believe in God. They're both. Is she black? Non-white. Let's say non-white. I can't. Here's the thing. Everyone's so obsessed by skin color. I can't tell half the time. Like, was it Meghan Markle was complaining about racism? She's white, isn't she? I mean, like being a brunette isn't normally calls for oppression, is it? Apparently, listen, they'll take whatever they can get nowadays. They'll take whatever they can get. Fine. As punishment for losing the opening challenge, Luva and Yates had 4 hours to either solve a puzzle or nominate 2 tribe members to carry ocean water to fill 2 buckets. They both nominated the people to fill the buckets. That was a crazy job. That took 4 hours. They had to go and schlep around the island, like around a beach, to grab a thing of water and fill up 2 buckets. They both did it, right? They both did. Danny and Jeshwan went for Luvu, and Voki, Rakhlin and Zada went for Yates. While both pairs were successful, NASA believed the former pair were looking for an idol during the task. I don't remember that bit. Which set the 2 of them against NASA. Yeah, I would be pissed off. At Yates, Abraham expects concerns about Tiffany's performance in the opening challenge, but Liliana relayed this to Tiffany. Which was Liliana? Again, I think this is a bit about stuff I like when you're trying to work out who's going on. So Liliana is the idiot kid. This one told Tiffany. Okay, fine. Keep going. Told Tiffany. On day 2, so it's moving a lot faster, right? Okay, there's 26 people, there's 18 people, 26 days, so it moves a lot faster, which I think is good. On day 2, 3 tribes were asked to pick out a representative to take a journey. Yeah, this was kind of a cool bit as well. Danny volunteered for Luvu. JD was sent by a random draw. Again, like JD. And Yates agreed on Xander. God! Okay. So when they get there, they have to go on this long trek, and they say get to know each other on the trek. So they go talking. They get to know each other. Wait, let's just look at the people again. We have which one's Danny? So we have Danny for which one's Danny? That's the Schwan. I don't know. Yeah, it was Danny for Luva, so it's got to be one of these ones. Oh, Danny, yeah. This guy, solid dude. JD. So yeah, listen, I think when they merge, I could see both these guys getting together. They seem to have a similar work ethic. So I can probably see I can see a guys alliance with Brad as well. I can see the 3 of them linking up. And Jade, and then. And Xander's like Xander, such a stoner kid. What can I tell you? Fine. So they all go on these boats, and then they're speeding on their boats to this other island. Then they see the other boats converge, and they also go on this trek. They get to know each other. When they get there, I should read it from here because this says everything much better than I can. 3 bonded on a long walk, and then were faced with a private decision to risk or protect their vote. Right, so what happens is you had a will, and you can either turn it to risk your vote or protect your vote. If this is reasonably complicated, and the way they explained it was bad, but if everybody chooses to protect their vote, everybody keeps their vote, right? If everybody chooses to risk their vote, everybody loses their vote. But if one or two people choose to protect their vote, and one person chooses to risk it, that one person who risks it gets an extra vote, right? So that's the way it's working. There's a lot of new dimensions this season. Also, there's other thing. If you think you're going to be voted out, you can instead roll a dice. So you get a 1 in 6 chance of getting immunity if you roll your dice. Which again, I love all this new stuff that they're adding in. Fine. So they they all go back and they basically tell the truth. Xander was so it's this insane moron. He's like, I've never heard anybody making a bad decision choosing randomly. Really? What? So he randomly chooses to protect the vote, I think. And then Danny also is conservative. He protects his vote. JD says, I'm going to risk it. Good for him. It worked out very good for him. So they go back. They tell the story. People don't really believe them, sort of. You don't find out that JD risked his vote till the end. So fine. So they get to the JD story about protecting a vote upon coming back together was not believed by Richard. Oh yeah, Richard. Like again, human excrement, as we're about to find out. Just evil, slimy snake of a person. So they get to the immunity channels, and then Richard again goes straight into the virtual signaling and said, "Listen, I've been a bad person. I'm so virtuous that I don't think guys is okay to use anymore. No, I don't think so. Oh no, because we got to be inclusive." And it's just such a clear, vile virtue signal. Okay, it was. Oh God, made me vomit in my own mouth. So the immunity challenges, the tribes went over a net and climbed under a low beam, then worked together to transport a large bag of puzzles and push them up a cart. This was actually a really cool challenge because the blue team, who are the blue ones again? Luvu were totally behind, right? They were I can't remember what they did. They did one thing that they left their cart behind, so they'd go back and redo a bit. Then who was it? Then we got to back and says, we've solving a three to puzzle. The first tribe to finish one immunity. So Luvu came behind as Yace, Abraham worked on oh, fine. So one of the tribes was in front. What was it? I think it was the green one. Was well in front. They got their puzzle pieces up. They're building the puzzle. They were super ahead of everyone. Then Luvu, who didn't give up, and they came from behind, right? And they got their puzzle pieces. They opened up. Yace are useless again. Yace is just so we remember quite how useless they are. They are. Eric, Zand, me, I'm transy. Oh, look at my mummy. I'm a doctor. I'm the best ever. And idiot child. They were useless, absolutely useless, as relentlessly useless. But then the Luvu came from behind, and they were building their puzzle, and they got ahead. But the green team, you were that were. That were ahead. They were doing really great, right? They were doing fantastic, and they left one of the puzzle pieces in the bags they opened up, which is why they lost the momentum. So it was Sarah was in charge of the puzzle, and she found it. She found the piece, but they still lost the challenge, right? So now only the tribe that wins this season doesn't have to go to tribal council. The two tribes that lose have to go to tribal. So Luffy came from behind to win the challenge. At Yace, Abraham worked on convincing the tribe to vote out Tiffany. Which one's Abraham? Again, trying to remember whoever Yace is. Who's Abraham? Was it? Yace, Abraham worked on convincing the tribe to vote out Tiffany. Which was Abraham? Did I miss him out? One second. Let's go and look at cast over here. So Eric Abraham. That's Eric, not Abraham. That's okay. Fine. So this dude tried to work on everybody to get rid of was it Tiffany? Her, because she was the weakest. While Tiffany was searching for an idol. Evie had bonded with Tiffany. Evie is the hi Captain Trans. Evie had bonded with Tiffany. Likewise, tried to sway team members to vote for Eric. Not Abraham, his name's Eric. At UA, Sarah and JD targeted each other. Yeah, they kind of turned on it. They should have been allies, they turned on each other. Okay, but this piece of shit, the snake boy, Richard. I don't think guys is good. He connived and he connived and he connived. He sided with Sarah Brad stated that Sarah and Sean were on the chopping block, and that freaked out Sarah. Chantel is the preacher woman. On the chopping block, and freaked out. Meanwhile, Sean was torn on who to vote. She was being swayed by basically him, by Richard to vote for JD, or by Brad to vote out Sarah. Right, so Chantal was going either way. It kind of got crazy at tribal council. People broke out into talking in these little groups. You know, that normally happens in like the middle of the season. Now we have getting in the first episode. So at Yace's tribal council, the tribe strength was discussed, and the new twist was introduced to the viewers. Shot in the dark allowed castaways to take a 1 in 6 shot at being safe for the vote. If they took a shot, they would lose their vote. They lose their vote, but they roll the dice and they may be exempt. Zad discovered that it wasn't Zad, it was JD got an extra vote. JD got an extra vote, and Yace stayed united to vote out Eric. So yeah, it wasn't the best idea, but they decided that this bloke should go. Again, don't really remember much about him. Was it they would lose their vote? So it was tribal council. Sarah and Sean started a live tribal in which Brad was targeted for his earlier statements against the two women. While JD tried to convince Shan that voting Brad was a bad idea. Yeah, JD saved Brad's bacon there in a big way. Shan convinced JD to vote for Sarah, and yeah, he said, "Look, to prove my alliance, I'll vote for who you want. I'll vote for Brad. I'll vote for Sarah," and told Sarah to use her shot in the dark. During the vote, it was revealed that JD did risk his vote to turn the extra advantage. And the thing that really skeeved me out about this guy, Richard, was that you saw in the end he voted. He after trying to connive people, he saw the way the wind was blowing and he voted out Sarah. So there you go. First episode of Survivor Down. Still getting to know people. You got to know, the people are reasonably awful or reasonably nice. There's a bunch of nondescript people. New season of Survivor. I'm excited. I like Survivor. Stick with it. We're gonna get the Survivor recap every week. I might drop it on Friday. That might be my Friday video. My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you are notified when new videos drop.